From my heart to yours, namaste. Welcome to Yoga with Dennis. This is a brief video to actively open the shoulders and the neck. To begin, please come to standing. Take the outer hip width distance apart. Then bend the knees. Notice when the knee is right over the second toe. Then bend and straighten the knees a couple of times. Make sure the knee is traveling in a line from the arch to the second toe. Check the sides of the knees. Check they're equally open. If they aren't, reposition the feet so you have equal opening on both sides of the knees traveling over the line from the second toe to the ankle. Once you've got that foundation, push through the heels, engage the bottom of the feet. Roll the inner thighs back, opening the sit bones. Hug the outer thighs in. Engage right here in the lower belly till you feel the front and the back of the pelvis leveling. Still setting our foundation for the shoulders. Lower belly engage. Engage the upper belly. Might even touch the ribs. Bring the base of the ribs back so it's right over the back side of the hips. Base of the ribs over the sacrum. Gaze up like you're going over a distant mountain range. Touch the back of the skull. Lean back into your hand. Stacking the head over the rib cage, over the hips, so the breath can be there to support the ribs. Begin taking full deep breaths. Inhaling into the lower belly, upper belly, mid-ribs, all the way to the top. Expand the shoulders. Think of the rib cage expanding from front to back with your breath. Close your eyes. Exhale completely. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill completely. Suspend the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Suspend the breath, 2, 3, 4. Continue doing that. At the top of the breath on the inhalation, squeeze the navel to the spine. Really push the ribs out from side to side and front to back. And release the shoulders into the breath like the ropes dangling down a hot air balloon. At the bottom of the exhalation, when you suspend the breath, keep that engagement in the lower belly and think of opening the ribs from side to side, front to back, maintaining the space you create in the inhalation. When you're in Kumbhak, suspending the breath at the top of each inhalation, let the shoulders release. You might even take the hands and flick them. Let the shoulder blades flow down the back. Focus on letting go, especially in the muscles right from the shoulder to the neck. Do that 2 more times. Purpose of this alignment is to deliver more breath to support the neck and shoulders. Begin to do little shoulder rolls, front to back, then back to front, 3 times each direction. Take the hands to Anjali Mudra. Push the heel of the hands together. Now, feel how that's pushing the elbows out. Let the head of this arm bone and this arm bone move in toward the rib cage, but keep expanding the ribs from side to side. So I'm expanding out from the center of the clavicle to both shoulders, but I'm using the pushing the heel of the hands together to bring the head of the arm bones in closer to the ribs. So there's more integration between the bone and the rotator cuff. Keeping that, claw the hands, release the fingertips down. Now big motions. Roll the hands from front to back 3 times. Pause. Take the palms face forward, go from back to front. Each time, as the hands are coming down, make sure the shoulder blades are coming down too. The shoulders aren't rising up and getting stuck there. Inhale the hands out to your T. Bend the right elbow, take it to the left shoulder. Bend the left elbow, touch the hands to the right side of the skull. Release that left shoulder down the back. Inhale, begin to lift the left side of the ribs. Bend the left knee to descend the pelvis. Push the head into the left fingertips. Close your eyes, lengthen the whole side body. All the way from the outside of the left foot up the outside of the leg. Especially between the hips and ribs into the skull. Shoulder blade has to be flowing down to keep the side of the neck soft. And when you're ready, inhale up. Second side. Right fingertips, right shoulder is touched by the left fingertips. Inhale the right hand overhead, bring the fingers to the side of the skull. Then bend the right knee slightly, begin to lift the right side body, not the shoulder, the right side body. Push the head into the right fingertips and lift the whole side of the skull up. Release that right shoulder on the back. Push through the right heel, lengthen more on the right side body. Breathe all the way from the outside of the foot, up the outside of the leg, up the side body, all the way to the top of the skull. Inhale up, exhale, release down. Again, 3 more shoulder rolls, front to back, back to front. Check your alignment, pelvis level, rib cage back, head over rib cage over hips. Interweave the fingers. Take the hands in front of the heart. Pull the fingertips apart while staying clasped to bring the head of the arm bones in. Then keeping the shoulder blades on the back. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, release the hands down to the side. Inhale the hands clasp. Come all the way up on the inhale. Exhale, release down. Close your eyes. Continue doing this sequence. As you come up, think of lifting the heart and slowing the shoulder blades down the back. So don't let the shoulders come up and the hands come up. Instead, slow the shoulders blades down and raise the heart up through the shoulder blades. One more repetition. And clasp the hands. Interweave the fingers in back of the buttocks. And bring the upper outer arm bone back. You should feel the top of the ribs opening. Inhale the hands up. Really open the front of the ribs. On the exhale, release. Round the shoulders off the back. Open up the back of the ribs. On the inhale, bring the hands back. Bring the upper outer arm bones back. Really open the top of the ribs. And on the exhale, release. 4 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. On the inhale, when I'm opening, I look up and really find where the neck is soft. On the exhale, round everything and release. 3 more times. At the middle of the next exhalation, release the hands to the side. Bend the elbows. Bring the thumbs right beneath the occiput, that bony ridge at the back of the skull. Fingertips touch the top of the skull. Bring the elbows back. Find that opening at the top of the ribs. Lean back into your hands. Lift up on the occiput. Lift up on that bony ridge with your thumbs. Bring the shoulders up and down, up, and leave them down. Breathe into the neck. If you want more here, push through the heels, engage the lower body. Begin right at the pelvis. Create more space between each vertebrae and begin to bend back from the bottom up. When you get to the base of the ribs, open the elbows, lift with the shoulder blades. Come to a back bend and pull the skull away from the heart. You should feel no kinking anywhere in the spine. Lower belly furiously engaged to protect the lower back. And exhale, release. Take the heel of the hands together once again. Lower belly engaged, feet engaged, inner thighs engaged, upper belly engaged. Lift the skull. Bring the heel of the hands down and bring the wrist, shoulders down along with the wrists. Point the fingertips straight down. Push the hands in one another. Feel how that makes you want to bring the shoulders in. Let that happen. Bring the elbows in. Then open them up. Bring the hands back up to Anjali Mudra. Exhale, release down. Bring the elbows forward. Really open the back of the rib cage. As you inhale them up, open the front of the rib cage. Back of the rib cage once again. Front of the rib cage once again. And release the hands. Take the feet wider. Soften the knees. Check equal weight on the inside, outside of the foot. Still engaged in the foot, in the inner thighs, in the outer thighs, in the lower belly, in the upper belly. And bring the right arm up to the left and release. Bring the left arm up to the right, release. Close your eyes, keep doing that as you bring the right arm up, feel that engagement. Then exhale, release completely, let the shoulder fall down the back. Left hand up, release, shoulder falls down the back. If that shoulder blade isn't falling down the back, continue from side to side. You need to bring the base of the ribs back more to bring a space for that shoulder blade to fall. Stand with the palms facing hip, energize the leg. Lift the ribs and find the position of the head where the neck is completely released. Breathe into that position, 2 or 3 breaths. Please find your strap. Take the strap between the hands. Hands out, palms face down, right in front of the shoulders. Make a fist around the strap. Pull the strap apart, bringing the head and arms in. Inhale the strap up. Keep pulling it apart as you exhale the back of the strap to the back of the head or the neck. Inhale up. Exhale, takes the strap to the clavicle. Inhale up. Exhale, takes the strap to the shoulders, the back of the neck, or the back of the head. One more time. Inhale up, keep pulling apart. Exhale down, shoulder blades always travel down as I bring the strap down. Last time, come to the back of the skull or to the top of the shoulders. Slide the hands all the way out. So I'm grabbing the strap in a fist. Take those fists straight side to side. And bring the strap back, open the top of the ribs. Exhale, making the fists together and bow forward. Breathe into this release on the exhales. On the third inhale, open up again, pull. Open the top of the heart, hand the arms in, and exhale, release. Last time, inhale, push out with the hands, bring the head of the arm bones in. Find where this neck is not engaged, and exhale, round everything. Drop the strap and take a block. Hands in Anjali Mudra, holding the block between the hands. Block is right at heart level. Forearms parallel here. Push into the block. Use that to bring the head of the arm bones in. Inhale, expand the ribs. Then slowly, keeping the shoulder blades down the back. Bring the brick all the way up. Keep holding it. And exhale, release it to the back of the skull. Position the hand changes from fingertips pointing straight up to rotating back so I can bring that block to the back of the skull. Inhale up, fingertips point up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale up. Rotate the fingers back as you bring this block to the back of the skull. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Release the block. Now take the right hand straight out. Grab the upper arm with the left hand. Draw the head of the arm back. So I'm pulling the arm back into the rotator cuff. Wiggle the fingers. Keep looking until you feel a slight resonance between the shoulder blades. Don't release this. Don't release it. Once you feel that resonance between the shoulder blades, when you move the fingers, keep wiggling the fingers. Release the left hand. Close your eyes. Reach forward till you feel that connection to the big muscle on the back of the ribs go away. Then go back, find it again. Do that with the left side. Left fingertips up. Right hand grabs the upper arm bone on the left. Pull that bone straight back. Wiggle the fingers. Find the position where you feel that slight resonance between the shoulder blades. It's really, really tiny. When you've got that, release the right hand. Find the point where when you bring the fingertips out, you lose that resonance and come back and find it again. Then take it with both hands, fingertips out. Pull the head of the arm bones and wiggle the fingertips. Keep that lower belly engaged. Don't let the pelvis tilt. It will be impossible if you don't have the hips over the ribs and the hips low. Once you find that, face the fingertips over one another. Inhale up. Exhale the hands down to shoulder level. Inhale the fingertips together and up. Exhale down to shoulder level. Close your eyes. Porta Bra. Continue. As your eyes are closed, find how bringing the head of the arm bone in, you can bring more of the work to the muscles in the back body instead of all this relying on the muscles in the upper arm. Upper arm is still going to work, but you want to share that load with the big muscles in the back body. And release. Stack the hands in the sacrum. Level the sacrum by engaging the lower belly. Face the rib cage back. Elbows reaching back and forth until you feel like the shoulder, the outer shoulder, is right over the center of the ribs. So the center of my armpit on the upper arm is right over the center of the ribs. Big inhalation, suspend the breath, and release everything in that support. Take 2 or 3 more breaths with that release in place, so don't engage. Feel the breath slightly lifting the shoulders every time it comes up, and the shoulders releasing as the breath comes down. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale the shoulders up, exhale, release. Release the hands. Palms facing the thighs. Elbows slightly bent to keep the top of the ribs open. Once you've got the ribs and the hips aligned, find the position of the head that releases the muscles into the neck. Enjoy that for a breath or two. On an inhale, open the eyes. Take the feet a little bit wider. Feet in parallel. Take the forearms to the upper thighs. Clasp the hands. Bend the knees. Bring the ribs down to the spine is parallel to the earth. Bring the elbows up. Then on an inhale, twist from the base to the sacrum, one vertebrae at a time, rotating the ribs to the left. And exhale. Inhale, rotate from the sacrum all the way up, facing the ribs to the right. Exhale, release. Keep moving from side to side with the breath. As you twist to the right, bring the right shoulder up a little bit so you can keep that shoulder blade on the back. And then keep it there as you twist to the left. So upper outer arm bones are lifting up just enough to place the shoulder blades flat on the back. Not so much you feel a pinching between the shoulder blades. Find that sweet spot. You've got just enough engagement to open the sides of the ribs and give support, but not so much that you're crunching the back of the front of the ribs. And then keeping that, take the hands to the shins, straighten the legs, bring the top of the head forward and bring the hands up the shins so you can keep the spine parallel at the end. Inhale the elbows up, fingertips dripping down. And draw circles with the back of the hand, one direction, front to back, then back to front. Then release the hands all the way down to the earth. Come to kneeling on your sticky mat. Tabletop position. And point the toes. Bring the big toes together. Widen the knees. Walk the hands forward. Bring the hands down to Sphinx pose. Rotate the forearms in until they're stacked and rest your head on the stacked forearm. My head is right on the wrist. Bring the hips back. Slide the forehead off the stacked hands all the way to the earth. Bring the hands back to Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel to the side of the mat. And roll toward the top of the forehead. Find where the back of the neck is open. Feel how the breath has more access to the back body here. And really expand that space in the sides of the spine all the way from the sacrum up to the heart, up to the back of the neck, up to the skull. Use your breath. Suspend the breath at the top of the inhalation. Pull the navel in, open more. One more time, and then exhale, release. Take the left hand up to the heavens, forehead still on the earth. Bring the left hand underneath the right armpit. Walk the fingers out so you can come all the way to the left shoulder. Look a little to the right so you're on the left side of the forehead. Right forearm still on the earth. Inhale into that left shoulder, expanding the top of the ribs, the rotator cuff, and the upper arm with your breath. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, suspend for 4. At the top of the inhalation, think of releasing the rib cage onto the upper arm, the shoulder releasing, the back of the arm releasing. Do that 2 more times. And the next inhale, bring that left forearm back to your forehead, stays on the earth throughout. Inhale the right hand up. Bring the right hand underneath the left armpit. Reach out with the fingers to you. Bring the whole upper arm to earth. Come to the right side, a little bit to the right side of the forehead. Release the right side body. Release the rib cage onto the right upper arm. Inhale for 4, suspend for the 4, releasing all the muscles around the ribs, the rotator cuff, the neck, and the skull. Exhale for 4, hold for 4. One more time. Inhale for 4. Suspend the breath. Release everything. Release everything. Release everything. Exhale, release. Inhale, draw the right hand out. Place the forearms in the air. In the heart, forward till the shoulders are over the elbows. Walk the feet back. Comes to Sphinx pose. Spread the fingertips, claw the hands, draw back the hand. Let's bring the shoulders on the back. Press the tops of the feet in the earth, engage your inner thighs. Lift through the top of the head. Then bring the rib cage down and up. And then bring the rib cage forward, away from the hips, and then release back. Inhale, draw the hands back, lift the rib cage, draw the shoulder blades down. Exhale, release, let the rib cage come a little back. Pause, look at the thumbs. Drop the right side of the ribs toward the left forearm. Inhale up, exhale, drop the right side of the ribs to the left side of the ribs to the right forearm. Stack the hands with the forehead on your hands. Shoulder rolls, front to back, back to front. Breathe into the shoulders. Place the hands by the side of the ribs. Inhale up to cobra, upward facing dog. If you're an up dog, release the knees to the earth. Bend the knees. Bring the hips back. Walk the knees forward. Come to Sukhasana, sweep pose. Lift the heart. Roll forward. So I'm on the shins now. Spread the knees wider. See if you can come up to sitting on your sit bones. So sit bones are right on the heels. And rotate the ribs from side to side. Feel the back of the ribs wants to flare forward here. Bring it back, reach up with the hand. Press the sit bones into the heels, really lift up. And exhale, release the hands down. And come to lying on your back. Release the ribs to the earth. Bring the back of the head to the earth. Hands out to the side, palms face up. Roll to the right with the left shoulder and back. Knees should be bent, feet flat on the earth, outer hip width distance apart. Roll to the left, walk the right shoulder on the back. Take the feet to parallel. Draw the heels back isolate. Bring the hips more toward the heels. Take the fingers to the skull. Bring the back of the skull more to the top of the sticky down. Release the elbows to the side of the ribs. Check if you want to roll to the right, bring the left shoulder to the back. Roll to the left, bring that right shoulder on the back again. Inhale the fingertips up. Release the shoulders and the upper outer arm bones to the earth. Wiggle the fingers and hoping you're feeling that same resonance between the shoulder blades here. And begin to bring the hands overhead. Any rotator cuff pain, stop and back off. There's no rotator cuff pain. Bring the hands all the way to the earth. Open the hands, palm face up. Do the same thing if the hands, back of the hands aren't on the earth. Bend the elbows. On each exhale, release everything. Check if there's equal weight on both sides of the ribs. If one side of the ribs is heavier, see if you want to adjust the pelvis to line the ribs. So when the left side of my ribs comes a little heavier, I'll draw that right heel back isometric and draw the right side of the hips more to the heels till I feel this rib cage level. Then draw the left heel back isometrically, keep more space for the hips away. Play with that from side to side. Equal weight on both sides of the ribs. Release the hands to the belly. Middle finger touching at the navel, hand on the side of the belly. Focus on each breath and completely filling the front and the back of the ribs. Release the neck, release the ribs, release the shoulders. Keep breathing into that deep release on the support of the earth, letting the shoulders and the neck go. And release conscious control of the breath. Just notice where the breath goes. And every place the breath goes, think of releasing. If the breath isn't going someplace you want to release, take your attention there. The breath will follow. Don't direct her. Let her choose where to move. Stay here as long as you like, please. I'm going to always practice in this take. Please feel free to stay lying on your back, releasing the shoulders and savoring your breath. And the eternal light in my heart, and the eternal light in yours. Namaste.